Hi, Bob the Canadian here. In this English lesson, I'll help you learn 10 ways to respond to someone in English if they share news about their life that's kind of disappointing. So I'll look at 10 different scenarios, 10 different examples, and then I'll give you an English phrase for each of those 10 that you could use in that situation. The first thing you could say if someone shares disappointing news with you is, "That's too bad." So let's imagine a situation where you have a friend who they applied for a job, they went and interviewed for that job, and they've been waiting to hear back whether they got the job or not. And then they just called you and said they didn't get the job. It would be very nice of you to say, "Oh, that's too bad." When you say "that's too bad," especially in that situation, it makes them feel, of course, that you're their friend, and it makes them feel that you are being sympathetic to them. So, number one, you could say, "That's too bad." The second thing you could say if a friend shares disappointing news with you is, "That sucks." It's kind of a little bit of English slang, but let's imagine a situation where a friend of yours has been fired from a job. So they had a job and they weren't doing a very good job, and now they have been let go. So when you say someone's been let go, it means they've been fired. Maybe they phoned you up and they say, "Oh, I just got let go from my job today." You could respond by saying, "That sucks," which is actually a perfect response in that situation, to say, "That sucks," because you like your friend, you think your friend's probably a good worker, and you really feel like the situation sucks for them. So "that sucks" is the second way that you could respond. The third way that you could respond to disappointing news is to say, "That's a shame," or "What a shame." So let's imagine again that you have a friend and they call you and they say, "My son just got kicked out of his school for doing bad things." You could say to them, "Oh, what a shame." Because maybe in this situation, you know the kid, maybe you know this person's son, and maybe he's really smart. And you feel like even though he did something bad, it would have been better if he stayed in school. So you could say to them, "Oh, that's a shame," or you could say, "What a shame." A fourth thing that you could say to someone if they express something disappointing to you is just say, "Oh, that's so disappointing." So we're using the actual word here. Maybe your brother is talking to you and he says, "Yeah, I went to a party the other day, and when I got there, all the food was already gone. I got to the party late." That would be a great time to say, "Oh, that's so disappointing," or "That must have been so disappointing," because no one likes to get to a party late and not get any snacks. A fifth way to express that you agree with someone that something's disappointing is to say, "What a bummer." And this is a little bit of slang again. But let's imagine a situation where a friend of yours plays on a football team and they almost won the championship. They lost by 1 point. That would be a great time when they tell you that. That would be a great time to say, "Ah, what a bummer." Or "You must have really been bummed out," because it's pretty disappointing to be 1 point away from winning a championship. A sixth thing that you could say in response to disappointing news or when someone shares something is just say, "That stinks." So we smell with our nose. When something doesn't smell good, we say, "That stinks." But we can also say "that stinks" when we're talking about something that isn't going well in someone's life. So let's say someone says to you, "My cousin borrowed my car and he got in an accident." A really good response would be, "That stinks," because that does stink. I would be really annoyed if my cousin borrowed my car and then smashed it up or got in an accident. So another way to respond is to say, "That stinks." A seventh way to respond when someone shares disappointing or bad news with you is to just say, "That's not good." We usually use this in situations where it really isn't good. So a good example would be maybe a friend says, "My brother got arrested for stealing a car." A great response then would be, "That's not good," because you're expressing some sympathy. You feel bad that that person has a relative who committed a crime. So you feel bad for that person, but you could definitely, in that situation, just say, that's not good, because it's not. Hopefully none of you are in that situation. An eighth way to respond to someone is to say, that's a pain in the butt. So I think you know what the butt is. It's, if you go a little further down, it's the back end here. It has another word in English, which is ASS. I'm not going to say it out loud. But we do say that things are a pain in the butt. So maybe someone has a brother who's constantly borrowing their car and bringing it back with the gas tank empty. That would be a good time to say, that's a pain in the butt, or that must be a real pain in the butt. Because it would be if my brother was borrowing my car and bringing it back empty. That would be a pain in the butt. Another way to respond to someone, if they say, for instance, that they keep losing their car keys, would be to say, that's annoying. So when something's annoying, it means it bugs you. When something's annoying, it's not nice. So if someone said, I keep losing my car keys and I can never find them back quickly, a good way to respond to that would be to say, that's annoying, or that would be annoying. And again, it's sympathetic, like you're actually saying to the person that you agree with them that the situation they are in is annoying. So that's number 9. You can say, that's annoying. A 10th way to respond when someone shares something with you that's not good news could be to say, oh, that's a disaster. So a good example of this would be if you have a huge cake for someone's birthday, and as you're carrying it to the table, you drop it on the floor, and maybe someone's sharing that story with you, right? They say, oh, I was bringing a cake to the table at my sister's birthday and I dropped it on the floor. You could respond by saying, oh, that must have been a disaster, or wow, that would be a real disaster. Anyways, that's 10 ways that you could respond to someone in English. I'm Bob the Canadian. You're learning English with Bob the Canadian here. Thank you so much for watching. If you want, there's a video right here that YouTube thinks you will like. And there's another video right here, which I think is my last video. And you can always subscribe by clicking right here on this icon. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.